we got no-gi footage to go over from this past Monday, and there was a sudden change while I was out sick a couple weeks ago. It seems like everybody really wants to do 4-minute rounds and just try to murder each other. So I think we'll have some pretty high intensity footage here. So pretty stoked for it. Let's dive in. What's going on, Steven?
What's up, Steven?
Let's see. We got Pat and Steven over in the corner under the poster. Steven just dug a leg out, I think. And then Danny and
Duncan,
I believe, yeah. Oh yeah, this was our open mat for Labor Day. So it was good to see everybody come out, not taking a holiday off. Danny and I were talking this week about like how I think he was bringing something up about his mounted triangle and how he hasn't been using it as a mounted triangle. I can't remember exactly what he said. I shouldn't put words in his mouth. But here, I like how he's climbing up. He doesn't get discouraged. I think Danny likes to finish these from the back. Like getting the head and arm under the same control as you do when you're on your back is more difficult, I think, from the mount. I think a lot of people would agree, unless you have really good technique there. So Danny gets the control, opts to take it to the back happily, and then he goes for this inverted armbar on Duncan. So he's not even attacking the triangle anymore, using that triangle, or like the crossed ankles, the trap triangle, as a method of control like we see him do in the reverse. Steven digging in on legs again. I think Steven just pulled into standard ashi there from seated against standing. So Duncan here on this single leg, right? He's taking this shot without much of a setup. Danny's got some upper body control here. It's going to make it difficult to finish, but he manages to get Danny's leg right here. So I don't like with that. He's got the head inside. He's got the leg up the middle. Like running the pipe is kind of like the go-to option that guys do there if they're going to keep the leg up the middle. So like, he breaks Danny's connection to the ground there. There's no reason why he couldn't have taken Danny down. He would have had to immediately worry about the control Danny has over him. But falling back like this is the wrong option. Not just because of what's about to happen to him, but because you're not really putting yourself on your back and not your opponent, right? So just to have some of that awareness, that'll go a long way in handling some of those standing battles that you get yourself into. But good on him for actually managing to survive that past the guard here.
Yeah, Steven is hunting legs.
Yeah, one-track mind. Pat playing a high knee shield, half guard.
He's gonna post up with his right leg. Boom, straight in. Quick post. It was nice.
Yeah, and like, you don't really, I don't know, I guess, I don't often think to just attack the knee shield like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
know?
always there, right? Like, that's playing a half guard like that, that's what you have to contend with.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pat, it looked like Pat was on his way to defending this, trying to do the right thing, like getting the backside leg punched up in there to try to disrupt the elbow grip. But I think once, just like you, like once Steven got the heel exposure, there wasn't much much that Pat could do to stop that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, right off the bat, man, we got 30 seconds left on the round. You can already tell how much more intense everybody's rolling. Danny made a great point to me in that, I guess, and you've probably already heard it, but like, I think the 6-minute rounds, or Danny was saying that the 6-minute rounds maybe lulled us into a sense of laziness.
Yep.
When even if you're training for a competition like a few of the guys are, and you have a 6-minute round or an 8-minute round, training at these 4-minute rounds to train at a higher intensity could still be beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, and for us, we're trying to submit too. So since we are a submission-based school, I would say, like, we're not just trying to get on top and stay on top, right? And chill. So we're actively, everyone's looking for the submission here.
Yeah.
And I think that changes the game up a little bit too for a 4-minute compared to a 6-minute round.
Definitely.
Even Daniel was saying, he was like, yeah, we bumped it down to 4 minutes, and then all of a sudden you guys turned from chill, like a chill team, to balls to the wall, everybody want to murder each other.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. There's a lot to do in 4 minutes, man.
Yeah. I wish we could see Pat and Daniel their exchange right now, but
yeah.
And all that being said about intensity and go, I think Steven and I roll later, and he told me afterwards, he was like, once I got on top, he's like, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't get out. I'm like,
yeah.
Which, that isn't to say that, like, I mean, because Steven signed up for the comp, so he's got more rules, strategy that he needs to keep in mind, and he was 100% successful in it. Like, I didn't manage to sweep him with the amount of time left, so it was really good, really controlling. But that didn't stop him from spending much of the round prior to that moment trying to submit me. So
Hunting, yeah.
And I feel like you're kind of seeing him do that here. Ed, Steven, speak up if we're talking out of school, but like you're really like controlling Danny really well. Making some controlled transitions. You're not like hopping over like sloppy white belts or blue belts do. Danny loves this shoulder crunch from there, which is so annoying because you're mounted on him.
Right. He shouldn't be able to do it effectively, but he does.
Yeah, he can get you off balance enough with the bridge and enough of a crank on your shoulder. I mean, I know if he does it on my left shoulder, it's like, all right, man, I'm going. You don't need to tell me twice. Daniel with the big snap down. So let's look at this. Actually, let's go back to before that. So how does he get the front headlock? Okay, so Pat kind of shoots in, lowers his level a little bit, but doesn't really commit to a shot on the leg. So Daniel gets to a front headlock position. And like, I mean, if you've watched the stream, you know how much I think you and I both love to work heavy snap downs from that front headlock position. Great option to get your opponent's hands to the mat, turtle up. They might try to regard or whatever. Pat decides to stay in turtle here, so Dan's gonna buck him, trying to get the eagle perch back entrance. He's got one leg in here, so he's going to try to dig that in. There's body surfing. So Pat does a great job of staying tight when he needs to.
Yep.
Did Danny... Okay, I think they just moved from the sidewall.
Goes up on knee on belly.
Yeah, I think he was hitting me with that on, it was either Monday or Tuesday. It may have been yesterday. But Daniel's really nimble in switching knee on belly. Like he'll go standard to like reverse to switching all the way to the other side, back and forth, really looking for openings as he's doing it. So let's see, Steven. Makes it a late transition to the back here. I want to see if he gets his points. That's points for sure.
Yeah, 2 hooks in for sure.
Cool. Yeah, something, something to keep in mind. We always stress, the hierarchy of some of those lower body grips on the back, like body triangle being the most controlling, hooks being the least. All very good, all very useful. It's kind of backwards that in some competitions, and I don't remember if new breeds this way or not, body triangle doesn't count for points. They only look for hooks. So if you guys are making your way to the back, if you really enjoy taking the back, make sure, even if you're a submission hunter, make sure you get your points. Put the hooks in for 3 seconds. Make sure the ref puts his hand up, gives you 4, and then you can transition to your body triangle if you want. Sorry, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was talking too much. What does Pat do here? Or Daniel, rather. All right, Steven sits to guard. Got it.
He's got an underhook on that side. So I know Steven's going to come up and try to take the back here, but with that underhook, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel's left arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's using that and the pressure to keep him down.
Thought Master Jake, thanks for the following. Doing good, man. How you doing? Coming in here insulting my muscle size. So yeah, one of the things Daniel has on his side so well is his relentless pressure, like just constant forward pressure. That, I mean, yeah, like it's completely breaking down Steven's guard game here, right? Like, or if you call it the guard, I mean, like Daniel's trying really hard to work an over under pass right now. So Steven's right leg is very much out of the picture. Laying in bed, hot as fuck. You should come to Mooresville BJJ when the AC's out, and you will feel hot as fuck. Who is that Danny? Sorry, and Caleb gets the. All right, let's look at Caleb and Duncan here. Looks like they had an interesting exchange. So Duncan almost in like a De La Hiva.
Or reverse De La Hiva. Yeah, and then he goes up for.
It's like he's trying to establish like a backside 50-50. Caleb was giving him a hard time with that with like a toe hold threat, I think. He was grabbing the left foot. Man, we're at 91 followers now. Sweet. Remember when we were like begging to get up to like 25 or whatever to hit affiliate?
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support, guys. And yeah, Caleb with the camel clutch, the compression choke, whatever you want to call it.
105 degrees. You keep that wherever you are.
Yeah. Yeah, where are you, man? It's like I saw California was up into like 115 in like LA or something.
Really?
Crazy hot. And as a Floridian originally, that's saying something about I think it's hot. Is that Danny and Cole up there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Danny and Cole.
Oh, you're out in LA. That's, yeah. I'm surprised to hear it's as hot as it is out there, given how much like everybody raves about the weather out there. It's not somewhere I'd want to be right now. Steven trying real hard to get to a reverse triangle there. And let's see. We're gonna all these matches. Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, still right near the oven. Just want to see how. So Duncan lost back control here. I want to see why.
I was watching Daniel and Steven.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so was I. I just. Okay, so I think Caleb's doing a really good job of twisting his hips to get to the point where he's like basically sitting on top of Duncan's right leg right now. So he's getting his hips misaligned to start working a lower body escape. That was how that ended up happening. Jake, do you do jiu-jitsu as well? Or are you just watching the stream being like, what the hell are these guys doing? That looks so hot. Temperature-wise.
Daniel got the north-south joke.
Is that what it was? Dude, I have, I meant to tell you, I don't even know why I'm saying it on air, because I don't want to, like, give away any crappy techniques. But I saw a north-south strangle grip that I really, really like. I got it on Kurt yesterday, and I totally copped it from a B team. Like, it was a Craig Jones reel.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll explain it later, but I got to show it to you.
Okay.
But I think it may have finally made north-south strangles actually viable for me.
Sick.
Yeah. Daniel does this really, really good job. Watch Steven shove in for the guillotine here, right? As soon as Daniel feels his head go to one side of Steven's body, he immediately knows which way he has to get to be safe, right? So if his head is on Steven's left side, he knows that his hips have to be on the right side. And that's a recipe for a guard pass to side control. So just notice how, like, Daniel doesn't waste time with that. He gets to play it in real time. Steven sits up, snaps the head. Daniel says, all right, take it. I'm going to go over here, and you're not going to be able to do anything with it. And notice how long he's holding on to Steven's legs before he lets go and transitions. I think that would have ended up in a pretty clean guard pass eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way that he rolls to his back, too. We've said it before on the stream. There's so much pressure. It's just... It's hard to hold on to a guillotine from that position.
Yeah. Look at Pat's setup on this double he attempts. I really dig it. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
So tap.
He tried it on me too. You'll see it later on the stream. Yep.
I think Cole hit a good sprawl and got heavy over Pat's shoulders. So Pat couldn't quite cut the angle. What was that?
My advice back to Pat was keep trying it, you're gonna get stuff, until you get the timing down, but I see no reason to not play with someone's vision, tapping the head and all that stuff. Like, you see good wrestlers do that all the time.
Yeah,
it's a good technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, so you're pretty far away from San Diego, inland.
That kind of sucks, man. San Diego's like a mecca for jiu-jitsu.
Victory. I trained out at Victory a couple of days when I was out there.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I was
people.
Mad jealous.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you dropped in, man. Even if you don't do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, welcome in.
If you ever, I mean, hell, even we had somebody come in here. I don't know where he was from last week, but he was an MMA fan asking a lot of MMA related questions. So if you dig that, you might be able to learn a little bit about both here.
Yeah, at least the ground side of it.
Yeah. So Steven and Duncan. Then we have Sean over here sitting under the chat. I had him set up with all the higher belts, giving him kind of an intro to side control, because I don't think he was there last week when we started side control stuff. So like how to set up a good side control, which is a skill in and of itself, and then also how to start thinking about getting out of a tight side control. So
Yeah.
He's working with Danny right now. I hope all y'all passed along some of your tips. Look at Steven, you son of a bitch. You see that? He did like the TP choke. I think he had the triangle, but he ended up hugging the legs.
Yep.
Let's go back.
Well, that's what Tom showed us. Remember that he said like because one of the questions at the end was how to do a triangle with somebody, or for somebody with short legs.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's working for Steven. Then we also have Pablo. I think I'm rolling with Pablo right now. He's behind the pillar. Another pretty fresh student. No previous experience, no wrestling experience, but actually like, and Danny agreed with me. I had Danny roll with him. Really, really good, like athletic instinct. I mean, like just that alone. I think I taught him how to run the pipe like a couple days ago. And he's, putting it into practice. He's got his head on the outside, but that, it's not a super big deal once you get good at it.
We don't do drop-ins, but we do free intro class. So if you're ever in the area, we have a free intro class that you can use.
Yeah.
To come and train.
And yeah, if you find yourself in Charlotte, man, because I remember you. I think we're buddies on Instagram through a few of the Florida guys, the jiu-jitsu scene down there. Hit me up, and we'll get you in if you're ever spending some time in town. Last time I fought someone was 7th grade, but he deserved that. Probably little bitch ass 7th grader.
7th graders suck, man.
He's like, I was 21, but
it was yesterday.
We're big advocates at our school of beating up kids. We have kids classes dedicated to adults beating up the kids. I'm kidding. Nobody clip that, please. All right, I probably missed something from all my stupid talking, but we got Daniel and Danny, Cole and Steven. It's funny, I don't think anybody wants to stand with Daniel. We're like, I'm still.
Oh, it doesn't happen for very long, no matter who does.
No. Good. I may have disabled clips a long time ago. For that reason. But yeah, I mean, Caleb was the one who got me back into the mentality of like, stop sitting to guard, especially with bigger guys. Like, take your chances in working and winning the standing battle. I know Daniel's like, an experienced wrestler, so it's, odds are probably not in your favor. But I'd rather have that than having to sweep him with his, considerable size over me, and also his agility, his base, all that wrestling experience against someone sitting on their butt or on your back, depending on how you pull guard, where he puts you. It's not any easier than standing, right? What's going on, Brandon? How you doing?
What's up, man?
The clips that we have on our channel, I made those like way back when. I didn't even think they were still there. I thought they expired.
Our clips like little snippets, exactly what they sound like.
Yeah, you can take like 1 minute snippets of the stream. You can open it up to let like viewers do it. I don't trust any of you, and you're all terrible people, so. Bunch of thought masters watching us. So we got. Let's look at Daniel working this body lock pass. It's like quick shift around the body, keeps Danny from being able to move his legs.
Oh, okay, and then they just reset.
Yeah. You got to, man. I have 90 accounts, and
Hey,
that's why we have 91 followers.
Oh.
Gotta pump those numbers up, man. Pat trying to hit you with that foot sweep.
Yeah.
Something interesting about that with Pat, because again, he's a bigger guy. He can take some shots and really put some drive behind it and get you moving. And like, I advocate for the smaller opponent. I'm trying to find that foot sweep again. I often advocate for the smaller opponent to work foot sweeps, just because you're not getting underneath a bigger opponent, right? Like Pat can hit that from way out there and not worry about being sprawled on. But as the bigger of the two of you, he's still using it, and I know he's working on using it for setups. Even he just hit a static one there, but like he's been pairing them together more and more with other takedown strategies. But like,
he's really trying to get me moving. Like the pressure that he's putting on my head here is a lot. Like I'm doing what I can to keep balanced. So he is trying to pair it up together. I'm trying to do my own setups along the way here too. So it was a good little exchange, especially for my first session that day.
Yeah. He's got I don't know how much he tells everybody this, but he has like Muay Thai experience, I believe.
Right.
So his like clinch work, like you don't want to get caught up here with him too much. He knows how to put weight on you. He knows how to control the head.
I'm dumb enough to stay in there and
Yeah,
try
me too.
and feel it.
Only mildly sketchy channels. You gotta have one handle to follow for the all the hot tub just chatting channels, and then you gotta have your video game one. Biker gang guy? Are you talking this dude here? Please tell me that's the one you're saying this in a biker game. I will await your response before I say anything.
Please say yes.
Danny kicking me in the balls. Look at this blatant. Watch Danny blatantly put his foot right on my cup.
Oh, you did that to me last week.
The
one that's next.
So, okay. He said, yeah. That's Cole. That's big Cole.
That is Cole.
He's a beast, and when he wants your arm, he takes it. Unless you're Daniel, but they're off screen right now, so we can't see. Shitty ankle pick attempt by me. Let's point out everything I did wrong. Do it slowly. So I thought I had a good setup. I'm really heavy on Danny's head. I dropped my level. Notice my arm's kind of extended here. It's not super straight out.
Is it on his shoulder, or where is it?
It's on the back of his neck.
Okay.
All right, I'm not going up high. I'm not necessarily picky about like back of the neck versus top of the head. Just depends on how you kind of want to break them down. If you're at the top of the head and you bend them down far enough and they got a hand on your wrist, they slip the hand off, right? So you give up control over the head if you're high up on the crown, but you give up leverage if you're directly on the neck versus up on the crown. Another big issue where this is really the big one for me. It's called an ankle pick. It's not called a calf pick. It's not called an Achilles pick. It's called an ankle pick. I always teach this. You guys need to have your pinky down on the mat. You really want to get all the way down to the bottom of the lever to hit this. And then, your arm up top can do some work, do the pushing while the arm at the ankle does the pulling. I mean, you can see the moment where I try to rip Danny's leg up here. He's just not going anywhere, right? Because he's planted. He even crosses his feet up for a moment there, like right here, which normally is not a great idea, but I had so little pull on the ankle because I was up way too high that I had to bail on it and then start worrying about, Danny's fight on me. Because I'm so confused. I'm talking to a guy that's not wearing the headset. Oh, you. He's talking about you.
Oh.
That's Mike. That's Coach Mike, the other coach.
Yeah.
Not talking about the video. I got you. Yeah, we're 2 brown belt coaches at Mooresville BJJ. And if you watch closely, you'll just watch us getting our ass beat by all of our students.
Yeah. So you tried backstepping.
Yeah. Let's look at that again.
Okay. I like that. He's wise to it.
Yeah, so I've got most of the inside position here. And then, let's see, I forgot what I did, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't have the knee. There was nothing. You look like you're in a biker gang. You.
I'll take that as a compliment. And I look like I need to sneeze. I chew.
But yeah, in any case, ended up taking top position. Quick little knee push for the guard pass. And I think if I remember correctly, I tried to spend a lot of time controlling Danny. Probably failed, but yeah. See, perfect case of Danny getting so he's not in mount.
Shoulder crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not, or I'm not in mount. Like, I don't know if that was Duncan or who that was. But yeah, he gets a shoulder crunch sweep on me, right? The one we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
What's your beverage this evening, Mike?
Wine.
Thought Masters, an inquiring mind.
Us biker gang folk drink only the finest of wine.
The blackest of boxes.
That's it. Boone's Farm.
Hell yeah. Damn, you ripping a guillotine on Duncan. See that? You come in by the pillar.
Oh yeah. I snapped him down, but then he tried to dump me. He was gonna pick me up, so I had to sit pretty heavy on the head. What's up, James?
What's going on, bro? Sorry, I just want to look at back up here to Cole and Daniel real quick. So Daniel's got it around the legs. Looks like he's working his way towards mount. Yeah, I tried to limp arm out of that sweep, and like I had to go with that. My shoulder was not comfortable. And then I guess just while we're talking about intensity and not waiting on things, notice how Danny, we're looking at regular speed now. Danny steps over and immediately I'm cutting out to the side, starting to work hipping escapes to scoop that leg back up. Danny would not have gotten mount points there were this like a competition roll, just because he didn't establish position for long enough. And like you have to have that sort of intensity going into the competition, which I think is in 17 days, something like that. September 24th, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, he had like a fair bit of leverage on my neck there. Kind of just had to roll with it and stay aware of where he was trying to put me, at least. So Daniel's working to a very high mounted position here on Cole. Well, he was a second ago. Cole's shoulder walking back up. I think I may have been focusing a lot on controlling Danny here rather than going for the sub, just by the look of it. But if I were to fight someone, I'd bring my buddy who can fight, you know? Yeah, absolutely. That's it's like why Mike and I do the stream together. I'm not very good at it, but together we can kick ass.
That's right.
Defense in numbers, man. If I got into a fight, I'd call every guy you see on screen right now. And, like, probably none of them would show up. But, you know, I got their phone numbers, so I'll try.
Be being very intimidating. Watch the call.
The what?
Yeah. Just to watch the call. Hey, we gonna fight? Yeah, give me a minute.
Wait, hang on, dude. There's like 8 more numbers here. So this will be a good example of you know, somebody really fresh, brand new white belt, no martial arts experience, and a purple belt, right? Somebody with a lot, you know, number of years under their belt now. Danny's obviously not going to like smash Pablo, but you'll get a good idea for how just being heavy, being deliberate, being controlling, how it can really be tiring, how it can really be effective. Going back to oh, dude, I get my ass beat regularly. That's the fun thing about jiu-jitsu is you realize real quick there are a lot of people better than you.
Mm-hmm.
It's humbling. Danny here working his mounted triangle, attacking the arm. Let's look back at Cole and Caleb here. See how they got to the ground. So Cole getting a little overextended there.
And pinned up against the wall.
Yeah. Which, you know, not something we exactly train for, but gotta do what you gotta do. I like him heisting his hips up, trying to take top position. It's funny too, I don't think anybody, unless like people haven't told us, I don't think anybody on screen here has gotten in a fight in a long time. Like, for as much as we practice fighting, like, none of us ever fight, and we're probably all too tired and sore most of the time to even do it if we wanted to.
Agreed.
Except maybe Sean. Sean has his altercations. He's another new guy over here behind the pillar, but he is an officer, so it's different. I see red, bro. Yeah, dude.
All the time.
Yeah, you see a white belt though, and all of a sudden you just,
Then he sees red.
yeah, it just lets loose on him, apparently.
How many days you got? 3? All right.
It's basically exactly what verbal exchange is going on right now between the two of them. So with Cole and Caleb, Caleb did a great job here, framing Cole's hips, getting him off balance. While I don't advocate for people to like bench press away or anything like that, the fact that Caleb did that at the hips and not up at the chest is what mitigates that kind of like white belt armbar we always show, where you're in mount, you push them away up at the chest, and you get your arm snapped. Caleb is pushing at the hips, so that's going to take away some of that risk. And then immediately working to get back up. Put some heavy pressure on Nicole here. Dude, I tried so hard yesterday, but for the life of me, Pat would not let me sink in a strangle. Like his defensive hand fighting and posturing was really, really good.
I had a hard time with him on Saturday in the same position.
It's annoying. I think he's got like cement under his beard or something.
Yeah, right.
He's got a prosthetic that keeps me from getting under the neck. Is Danny trying to isolate legs on a 3-day white belt?
Probably. Knowing him.
Pablo's gonna come in limping. Be like, I don't know, it's that guy with the accent. Caleb's trying real hard to make use of this knee on belly. He's doing a good job pinning Cole here. Nice.
Yeah.
It's good. Good positional advancement. Thing with knee on belly, and I don't, like, there are a lot of good options here. Some that lead directly into leg entrances, but for a really simple approach to dealing with being under a knee on belly, rather than pushing at the hips here, try everything you can to capture the ankle of the leg that is jamming into your stomach or your sternum. If you can,
right?
What was that?
Rather than the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, hands should focus down to the ankle, like this. Cole's left hand here, go to like a V grip right here, push on the ankle, and I want the knees, Cole's knees pointing this way, ready to capture that ankle. Once you get that, it's not too difficult for you to shrimp your hips out so that your butt's pointing in the opposite direction of your knees, kind of obviously, and start coming up on a lot of the options that you work from, half guard, like the tight waist grip, the single leg out the back, all that stuff. So even with Caleb puts me on knee on belly. Daniel had me in knee on belly a lot this week. You can eat that pain for a little bit and work to trap the leg. Wake the fuck up, Mike.
Bro, I'm tired. Don't tell me what to do. It's saying 5 o'clock.
You're drunk, dude.
I'm drinking too much wine.
Took a Xanax and some white Zinfandel to the face. Were you a 45-year-old woman?
I try to be.
Steven with I was so stupid here. Like look how off balance I let myself get. Steven just takes full advantage. Putting myself into half guard and trying to work that near side arm attack. See Daniel and Caleb. I want to see how they got to the ground. I imagine Caleb just Caleb was about to try something, I guess, and Daniel wasn't having any of it.
He just sat him back.
Yeah, and notice let's see if I can pause it. So Daniel's got the tight waist grip here, and he stepped I don't even want to say he stepped behind Caleb's leg. Caleb kind of just put himself there. It almost looks like Caleb was setting up for an Uchimata, but I can't say I've seen Caleb work too many of those. So it's hard to say if that was what his intention was. But he got caught looking, got caught thinking, not acting. Got pulled down by the waist. Cole taking Duncan over by the head. Yeah, it can get pretty stinky in there, man. I mean, it's a lot of sweaty people. See, I think, Steven, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was the match where you were saying afterwards, like you were focusing a lot on top pressure and positional control. Again, not taking anything away from like sub hunting, but definitely like a strategic choice being made, especially since I think you got 2 points or something early on. I forgot what it was. And also, I just haven't been able to finish this guillotine. When I finally guillotine Steven, I'll be happy with my guillotines. And here's what I was thinking a lot about this the other day. So I throw my arm up, I wrap up, and like my head is so far on this side of Steven's center line that it really makes it difficult for me to get depth on the neck. And like, but it isn't easy enough for me here in the seated position to do that like head shift, you know, that I like to talk about. So like, I really want to focus on trying to like push the head deeper into the arm, if you know what I mean. Like it's I don't know. I think I'd do it later against somebody, but
Like going towards your elbow, your left elbow, pushing the head towards your left elbow.
yeah, with my right hand, like shoving the head deeper through, since it's going to be difficult for me to like crank my body all the way under, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And like seeing if that would help get any added depth on that strangle.
The fact that he's laying his shoulders the way that they are, it's difficult to finish that strangle. So
Yeah.
he's biased towards his left shoulder. You want to be on your left shoulder, right? So it's on the completely opposite side. It's a good defense for at least stalling out that guillotine till he finds the grip.
Yeah. What did Daniel and Caleb do here? Looks like Caleb got a taste of his own medicine.
About damn time. Jeez.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, my eyeball popped out of my head. You were up there coaching Cole and is that Duncan?
Cole and Duncan. Yeah.
So yeah, Steven, I think this is when I kind of knew that you were in control mode. You weren't being super like you weren't diligently trying to like break out of my close guard. So I was like, all right, let me just try to work some different close guard attacks I probably don't do enough of.
Not for a distinguished man.
Doesn't want a bitch drink for man? Hell no, dude. Wine's the best, man. Also a big seltzer fan here, and I'll give a shit what you say about it. Real men drink whatever the fuck they want to drink. Yeah, and Steven even had me so flattened out here trying to get into this like cross-side ashi. Like my legs were so twisted up.
Personally, I've been getting stuff there like really bad lately. I mean, it doesn't stop me from freaking trying it, but I've been getting stuff there a lot.
Let's go back to Daniel and Caleb. Daniel's riding a real high mount again. Cutting around almost to the armbar. Oh, I guess they moved. Okay. Interesting round. You and Danny had a firecracker round, didn't you?
Yeah. He's really bringing the intensity. Trying to squeeze my head off.
Yeah. Yeah, since you don't have one of your arms caught in there, it's just like, all right, how much until my jaw cracks?
Yeah.
But I think he knew that too. He really, you know, not having the arm in, he realized that he's like, all right, this is going to have to, I better try to get the best out of this transition. Who, I got a big head? I have a huge head for my body. I'm 5'5". My head's like 5 inches of that. No, a lot bigger than that.
No, he's shit talking me.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
do.
do.
You do, yeah. All the easier to guillotine you with.
All the easier. And theoretically, scissor choke me. Yeah, Danny couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's like a big knot at the end of a rope. I'm trying to yank that out of Danny's legs. And Danny's doing a good job here of not letting you establish a good alignment either, right? And like that's completely shutting down the strangle attempt, right? You can't really set anything up, even from this high ball ride position. Like Danny's trying to turn his hips out enough. It seems like enough to where you can't get anything set up just yet.
Yeah, I had a time trying to crack this code here because I couldn't crap an arm. I couldn't get him to commit to one side or the other. So I was really having a hard time with what strategy I was going to try and employ here. And what I really didn't like was that he was staying flat with me the whole time. And like he was really well based out. So I was really trying to leverage that the crab hooks and the high ball ride to get him over to a hip.
Yeah.
So I could work.
Got it.
But I think I got I think it was the mandible, wasn't it? Danny? I can't remember.
Yeah, Jake, like 80% of jiu-jitsu is just talking shit. That's why we do it, man.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that there's anything you could say in this chat that would be any worse than anything we're saying to each other on the mats right now. Yeah, it was a mandible choke, apparently.
Okay.
Damn, Danny. 2 points.
You see how he primed it with a kick in the nuts, and then he
Yep.
and then he double legged me.
It works. It works. So that's what we learned today. Foot to the
Yep.
balls.
Oh.
If we didn't already know that that was on your hip,
Yeah.
that'd be a lot funnier.
Oh, hardball.
almost splitting the legs here. I like how you're shutting down this guard pass with this 2-on-1 on Danny's underhooking arm, right? Danny can't establish an underhook there, so it's, you know, more intelligent guy is going to be hesitant about progressing forward, right? Danny doesn't have, he can't get the underhook on you. He doesn't have control over the head. So I think from here he knows that progressing isn't going to be in his benefit until he can get one of those things.
Yep.
That was nice. I think I caught the end of that exchange. That looked cool.
Yeah, and I lucked out that the buzzer rang too, because I was gonna have a hell of a time jumping from that side, because I was deep when I jumped straight into that guillotine, and I was gonna have a hell of a time trying to make that jump. Boom, that was deep, and he had my leg hooked, so he was like ready to pull me into half guard.
Yeah.
And so I told him right afterwards, I was like, that was saved by the bell on my part. Like I was going to be going down on that one. Grab his dick and twist it. I tried it with his balls. You should ask him how that turned out a couple weeks ago.
Have you seen that meme? I've been saying it at class like nonstop the last 2 weeks. The guy in the crowd at the MMA fight screaming that.
No.
Yeah, I'll send it to you later. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So this match with Caleb, full on. I don't know, Caleb, if you're in the chat or not, but this was 100% me just doing everything I could to deny him top position. I was like, I don't even care about the sub. I just want to like not be caught under Caleb. So like he goes in for a kind of a lazy shot here. I shouldn't even say lazy. He just like, you know, was he sprawled in and my forearms were in the way.
Yeah, he wasn't addressing your arms.
Yeah.
He was trying to take the shot without addressing the upper body, right?
Yeah. So it was Daniel, even from the other side, he was just like, oh my God, the disrespect. They're just shoving back down. And made it my goal for this round to keep him there. And I worked probably more knee on belly in this round than I have in like the previous 3 months combined, which got me thinking a lot about it. We talked about it at class yesterday a bit, but like the nature of knee on belly is that it's a floating pin, right? So which sounds kind of not counterintuitive, but just like kind of like an oxymoron. Like, how do you pin somebody if you're not down there on the ground with them, immobile as well? But you make it very difficult for them to move their hips, to turn. If you put a lot of pressure on, which, you know, relative to Caleb, I can't do, but it can really open up a lot of arm attacks, which I'm kind of trying to dig on up here. But you know, if you feel like, you know, guys are getting the best of your side control, if you're not too confident in your north-south, like this is also another great position to work. And you'll notice, man, I'll spend the entire match here. What's up with you and Steven? Did you guys...
Steven just subbed me. Like, he just flung me off of, so I was working on the body lock pass. He does a, he extends me, right? The forward shift. And then as I barrel into him, he kicks me off and comes right up over the top, sinks in the first side strangle. So I don't know, like it just caught me way off guard. It was super fast and immediately set up the strangle. I mean, he said it afterward too, like it was set up deep, like he had it. And I was tapping really shortly after that.
Yeah, I like how he crawls his hand up there, make sure he gets it before he transitions in. That was rad.
Weird. It was like, since I was flat, like since I had my hands posted out for stability, I didn't have the reaction time to go up and get to the choke, right? So like, it was like I was trying to get up, and then immediately he set the choke in before I could react. It's crazy. Yeah. This is the second time, because we covered it last week too, I think, we were down here in this corner, and he did the exact same thing to me.
Yeah. It's kind of bullshit. I haven't strangled you in a while.
Dude, I know.
Kind of jealous.
I'm not used to it, but he's fucking done it twice. So good
That's
job,
awesome, man.
Jeez.
Got his hands deep up there.
Oh yeah, nice and deep.
Yeah, Caleb's making an attempt here. I think he got tired of my knee on belly. Gets me off balance. I have to readjust. But yeah, Caleb's just as dangerous here too. Like,
Yeah.
he can pop up, get his hips out, turn back into you. Like if he gets your leg, he's really good on following up these singles. So like you have to be aware at all times with him. Looks like you're getting some revenge on Steven. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, you.
I was gonna say he does a really good job of keeping weight on the thigh, so that so he can shut down your hooks.
Yep.
Right
there.
So you're really trying to fight to get that hook in, and he does a really good job of tracking that thigh, so that it's hard to get the hook in. You wind up getting it, but he makes it difficult.
Yeah, he makes you earn it. His mouth was pretty bloody after this, and I don't know when it happened, but I had a feeling maybe it was around here when I was just spamming the strangle on him. And the reason I'm doing it, or the reason I'm approaching the strangle with him this way rather than the straitjacket method, is because he's so much bigger than me that like even getting his arm trapped, like if I get my leg over it, I don't have enough purchase to keep it there. So I really have to I either have to scramble to get the strangle arm in, or it's like, all right, let me make sure I just have good lower body control, and I could try to work to overwhelm his hand fighting defenses, kind of like how Luke does it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did well. He won the whole exchange. He got safe again, but with Steven, I think you were working like a Katagatame or something.
I was trying to get past his guard, kind of cutting the angle, but then he makes me earn this guard pass.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had you in half guard.
The whole freaking time it felt like. So he's got this deep underhook on me, and I've got to choose, right? I've got to get an underhook at some point. There's very little way that I could pass his guard now without an underhook. And so my choice is to go for this Kimura on his left arm. And it wound up working out for me because he tried to bridge off when I went for the Kimura, and I just took them out.
Inquiring minds want to know, how tall are we?
Matt's like 6'3". I'm like 6'4".
Yeah. I'm definitely shorter than Mike. No, I'm 5'5". I'm short as fuck. Which just makes this all the more impressive. Because Caleb's like, Caleb's like 6'1", 6'2", something like that. And also maybe 125 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah. At least. No, not at least. That's probably right.
How tall are you? You're like, what, 5'10"?
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. I don't
Yeah, we're not on Tinder. It doesn't matter anymore. We're married. If I was on Tinder, I'd be 5'6" for sure. Man, Steven got on your back again.
He did.
How'd he get there? I missed that.
So I'm going for this Kimura again to try and pass. He comes up and wrestles up, We wind up standing. I go in for a single leg, and then he just follows me down to the mat.
Yeah.
And then back.
There was a beat there, like right here, where I think you could have salvaged that. And I was like, wait a minute, which way do I go? Or like, or
I'm
he,
so confused with single legs right now, dude. Yeah.
I mean,
We've talked about this.
he also had some of your upper body under control. Like your legs could have moved, but I don't think it would have been a sure thing.
Yeah, singles are definitely what I'm going to be working on.
I think Caleb had my leg here, so it was just sprawl city for me until I could get free again.
Mm-hmm.
Trying the 10-finger guillotine.
Damn.
But again, though, man, I was just like you could see it there in this whole last scramble. Like,
You don't want to go down.
yeah, we'll zoom through it, right? I'm knee on belly.
Yep.
Every time he bucks me off, there's time where he has to get to his knees, heist up, whatever, and it's like, nope, I'm immediately on him, control the head, moving all around the body so that he can't really establish a grip. Let's look at this roll. So same thing here, tries to hit a Maki Komi, but I'm just purely focusing on like having a solid base. Zoom it around some more, and then this last little sprawl. And like, to his credit, all of those little like scrambles that he was initiating there have all worked for him really well. I mean, against me, against anybody else, like it's I did well that round. I definitely do not always do that well with him.
I think Daniel's coaching him through that Maki Komi.
Yeah.
Yep. Because Daniel hits me with that all the freaking time. That's not the Maki Komi I'm thinking of, but he hits me with that too. He's very good at like that Seonagi / Maki Komi throw or whatever.
Yeah, just controlling the arm and bucking.
Yep.
This I don't know who Cole's going with. I think it's Steven. Or no, Steven's against the wall with you.
Maybe he's talking to me.
Maybe it's Duncan.
Yeah, because Danny's behind the pillar.
So for Cole, he's just making up for it. Yeah, pretty much. For Cole here,
The fat man roll is the other. I think that's the wrestling term for Kikomi.
I forgot the translation of that one.
I don't know what it is.
Doesn't matter. We made it up anyway. So from mount, where Cole has just about settled into, like this right now, he's working double unders, but he gives it up here in a second, right? He sneaks the lets that arm come down, and like I'd really like to see.
He needs to be driving that up.
I want to see more of an attempt here to secure double unders from mount, specifically with Cole. Like that's he already has a really strong game with like arm isolation over the head, and like working both arms up over the head. Like once you get one, it's actually really easy to get this. Well, not really easy, but like it is easier to get the second one than it was to get your first one. And from there, you get to transition to high mounts. You can in addition to your arm isolating submissions like your straight arms, your Americanas, you can also work things from S mount. Like you can transition up to S mount, start working some inverted arm bars, start setting up triangles, double arm bars, wrist locks, all sorts of dumb shit that like is just so much easier to do with double underhooks. So Cole, when you're getting up there, to like take a second, not to like stop and think, but like before you voluntarily give up one underhook when you have both, try to take it up a little bit higher. The same way you isolate our arms all the way up on our head like this, try to do it to both and see what opportunities are opened up for you there.
I really like how Duncan's using. I mean, I know it wasn't a successful escape,
I know.
but using legs to
Yeah.
pendulum like that, that's really good. He's trying to slide his right leg underneath Cole. Um, yeah, you just got to. It's a battle of attrition at that point.
Yeah, and if you had some good hip frames in and created some space before that, he may have been able to take better advantage of it. But like that whole mechanic is, I'm genuinely happy to see Duncan using that mechanic more now than he ever has been. And then Cole kind of volunteered that a bit.
Yeah, so now he's trapped in bottom half guard. He's like, effectively, Duncan got the sweep.
Yeah. Yeah, which if I know Cole and Duncan are like really solid training partners. I know Duncan's game is like blown up since Cole has taught him how to use his pressure really well. I think we've all felt that at this point.
Yeah.
But Cole, keep that in mind if you're gonna compete. Don't be lazy for like the next 17 days. Don't give up any of that and just smash Duncan for fun.
Yep.
Sorry, Duncan. Actually, I'm not sorry. Duncan's been smashing me for fun too, so whatever.
Damn, they're waiting on Caleb and Danny.
No. Couple hungry hippos. Danny trying his ball smash fake guard pull setup again. Steven doing the Gordon Ryan setup, slapping people in the face. I think you got a double on me here.
I snatched it like a knee tap single, and then I came around for like a go behind.
So I really, again, B team has kind of like inspired me to focus on this takedown more, but like working those Uchimatas and the Haragoshi, like I was so pissed when I couldn't flip you over on that.
I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, he's not flipping me over with this.
It's because I'm 6'3" and you're 6'4". That extra.
Hey, I know. Hey, I got an inch advantage.
You did do a killer job here controlling my hips. So like I was waiting for a time where I could base out and break your grip with my hips, and that it was just absolutely impossible at that point.
I walked out, and I like my biceps, like my bicep tendons were like sore.
Good.
And I was like, what the hell happened? And then I remembered this, and I was like, yeah. Like, I literally, as soon as I made that grip, I was like, I'm not letting this go.
So, Caleb, we're making progress, man. I like, oh my God. I hate when I do that.
Oh, it went all the way back.
Yeah. Here we go. So, on this, like I like the setup. I think the level change against Danny is going to be difficult given how tall Caleb is. So like totally A for effort. Rips Danny's right arm up. Keeps it away as he changes level. I mean, like he's getting low into this. This is really good. Where it goes wrong is right here. Not just with Danny's sprawl, but just
or lack of.
Yeah, right here. Just getting too steady there. Like you're not gonna resurrect this at this point. Yeah. Like Danny's sprawled out so heavy. What I'd like to see you do to try to finish these, and it's totally possible, shoot angle. Like, you've got to be cutting your angle this way, or the other way if you want. I mean, I tend to, I think with this I would probably tend to shoot to the right. Maybe if I shot to the left, my head would be on the inside.
I go right.
Yeah, Caleb's right.
Yeah, I go around to the right.
But yeah, from here, like when you've kind of already lost it and you're getting sprawled on, I would rather see you start thinking about how you can sit back to guard. From there, you can start to work a lot better than from being turtled up, right? Damn, Thoughtmaster throwing shade at your bicep, dude. Give him a flex.
Well,
That's all
tiny.
wine.
Oh, yeah, I said bicep tendon. Everybody's got bicep tendons.
That muscle belly lacking.
Yeah, I got none of that.
This is where Danny started kneeing him. Danny, at the competition, don't do this. Don't just sit up there without hooks in. Play around here, but don't do it live. For some reason, I just pictured Thoughtmaster Jake sitting in his 105-degree apartment drinking like a sweaty 40 of Old English, making fun of you for drinking wine and saying you got no biceps. We've all been there.
Old English? Yeah.
Just a nice warm OE. How did Steven and Cole get here? Has Steven pretty much been not dominating? Okay, is Cole heavy on the sprawl? So where did it go? So I'm gonna hide you real quick. Just want to see where Steven ended up getting the better of this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna leave you hidden for a second. This is what I talk about with go behinds against turtle position. I think this came up a few weeks ago. When you want to transition from the front headlock position to attacking the back, and you want to cut the angle, you can try to go fast. You can try to body surf around. Sometimes it'll work, but against an astute opponent, it's really not going to. I've been sat on my butt before and completely lost a good position in a competition, and like it just sucks. That's what happens to Cole here. So as Cole goes to sneak around, and you telegraph it by stepping the leg up. You have to step the leg up, so it's not like there's anything wrong with doing that. Steven knows exactly what he's trying to do. So as soon as he can, he reaches up and blocks that waist. What I'd really like to see to prevent this is this knee coming down and blocking that elbow, blocking Steven's elbow before Cole makes this transition with his arm, right? He leaves enough room for Steven to sneak the elbow out. You can do that block, which we call it go behind. You can do that with the knee block. You can do it with your head. You could do it with a hand on the tricep. There are more than one ways to do that, but you don't want to skip that step, especially against someone who is gonna see it coming.
Oh, he's wondering where I went. I think he likes me.
For real, man. You got to drink a lot more to start crying. So yeah, and just, I mean, not to harp on Cole, but just from losing that that go behind exchange, now he's found himself in a tough spot, right? So you can prevent a lot of that with some pretty simple mechanics. Yeah, dude, he doesn't even know my name. He likes you a lot more than me. I remember trying really hard to kip out of this mount with you. Finally did it. I just want to see how Steven got the back here. So Cole, all right, yeah, it was right there. So Cole using his legs, but he gets his elbow too far across the center line, across Steven's center line. And now he's got back exposure. Danny, yes, almost stepped that leg out for the pass. With that trapped ankle, Danny, I mean, okay, well, I can shut up because you got out, but I won't shut up. You were trapped here for a little too long, and you're out. Your free leg wasn't doing much. I'd say lower your head, be a little mean, put some pressure into Caleb's head with your forehead, and also use that, you can try to use that as a base while you narrow the base at your legs, bringing this foot in to try to get that leg free. Alternatively, I mean, I don't want to tell you to like lean heavy onto him without the underhook because it's a recipe for disaster. Maybe that's why you weren't immediately doing that.
And Billy was trying to dig for the Darce. Like,
Maybe.
I feel he's trying to go heavy on top, put pressure down, but trying to sneak the hand through and snatch the head.
Yeah, and if that's the case, look at Caleb's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls the arm up, and Danny sinks in the underhook.
Right in the underhook. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he finishes the knee cut pass from here,
Yeah.
which I like. Yeah. I don't know, Danny, was that what you were trying to go for?
He's just gonna say yes.
Fair point.
He's dying to reroll me here. And so, like, Caleb did this move a few times in my role. I mean, he does it all the time, but like this, like Caleb can put us all in like the compression choke, and like anybody tries to go do that to him from K-set, he's just like quick shoulder post out the back, immediately trying to get up. I thought I took this song off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You can't push too hard into lane because he lets it deep pass. Yeah, for sure. To Danny's credit, it was very slippery right there.
Yeah.
I'll watch it in slow-mo. I think I watched it happen when you and I were rolling. His feet just kept going back. I was surprised that didn't knock the wind out of him. So, and even though... All right, well, let's just see how it plays out before I say anything. All right, so Danny, you stayed kind of like... kind of straight on here, like you didn't cut your angle, kind of like we were giving Caleb crap for. But I see what you're doing here with the finish, where you were trying that finish that Luke really likes, where you're driving through the knee while pulling straight on the ankle. Caleb just wasn't going down with it, and then once he got his knee bent, right here, I would try to stand up with that, like try to stand up with that single leg to see if you could finish it from an upright position. I don't think you're going to be able to bend him down to a point where he's going to comply, because his knee can now bend in the direction, kind of in the direction you're shoving it. But that's hard, man. It's a blind position. Like you can't exactly see it. You got to go by feel there. God, dude, I almost had you.
It was a good leg entrance at the end.
It was finna be. These 4-minute rounds are stupid.
Yeah.
I totally would have had that if I had 2 more minutes. I no thought, dude. You ain't my master. So Cole caught me here in such a weird, like, I think he had my arm up and he had my ear against his chest, and for the life of me I couldn't get anything back, and I'm like trying so hard to prevent getting swept here, but he fully had me under his control at that point.
I mean, that's part of his game, right? He does that really, really well. The way that he overreaches,
Yeah.
and grabs the far lat.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be able to do that, but he does it.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's pretty much could give me a titty twister there if he wanted to. And Cole, that kind of goes to what you and I were talking about after class with some of the closed guard stuff, like the necessity of having that far lat grip, like up over the back. I mean, you could easily do it. Pablo coming in hot.
Mm-hmm.
Danny just throwing on Darces and Anacondas. So yeah, I really have to take my time here working with Cole to disrupt some of his pressure. Like, just capturing his leg, it was probably so late in the night that I was like way too tired to move quickly, but that was a good transition to the back there from him. Recognizing that he has a hook, even if he's not on the back yet, Cole has the hook in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can use that to keep me going to get his second hook in, which he does here. Now it's a big hand fight, and once I feel like my neck is safe and my grip is beating his, I can focus on the leg game.
You're going with the elbow escape.
Yeah.
Really trying to at this point. He does a really good job with me, at least, of controlling my shoulder line to where it's very difficult for me to do that final crunch. You know?
Yeah.
It stifles me. I wind up doing a very similar thing. I like how you did that. You were able to elevate him just enough to swing your legs underneath him.
Yeah.
There. Boom. That was nice.
Just to go back to like this elbow escape, and another thing to keep in mind, because we're gonna get into mount next week. I believe we start mount week, right? That's for side control.
Yep.
You know, we've gone over the kipping escape a lot in the last times we've gone over mount, and we talk about doing it when somebody's heavy up top, like Cole is right now. Problem is, Cole has one of my arms isolated right here, and I need to frame his hips effectively before I can start thinking about kipping escapes. So what do? It's the same thing I tell every white belt when they ask me, how do I get out of mount? I go back to the trusty Swiss Army knife of mount escapes, just an elbow escape. So even though I love kipping escapes because I could start to attack legs, I couldn't get effective hip frames in. So I take my time to capture a leg, get inside elbow position at his knee, and then I could start working eventually, not this very moment, start working to the elbow escape. And even here, he's staying really heavy on me. I may have been able to transition to a kip, but it just wasn't in the cards. And now it's a dogfight to get up top.
Nice.
Danny not giving Pablo any reprieve. But yeah, credit to Pablo though, man. I mean, this was his third class, and
he stuck with it the whole time.
Yeah, he did, and he was asking good questions. He's super eager to learn, which I always love to see from newbies. That's a nasty foot sweep on Duncan.
Yeah, it was. That was that low single that Danny tried, I believe.
Is that,
and Daniel just got that on Caleb.
Oh yeah, with the knee bending finish.
Yeah.
So Daniel was in a guillotine on mount, but I don't think he could get enough of a grip on the neck to finish it. So, actually, I kind of like Duncan's timing here. I'm making it pretty obvious what my intentions are. And as soon as I manage to break the grip, Duncan immediately addresses it and like hits me with a shoulder push that gets me way off balance. The risk was in the armbar. I feel like Duncan's getting pretty confident in his positional escapes and submission escapes. So it was he did this another time with a guard pass on me. We highlighted it a few weeks ago where he was like, you were either going to triangle me or I was going to get past. So
yeah,
that tells me he's feeling more confident in his some of those higher risk moves, which I'm not against people doing. I just want to make sure you guys have like hedged your bets, made sure you guys have put in the time with your defenses.
He's doing a lot of good things there. I mean, you're obviously getting the better of him.
I have top position, but he has my knee captured. He's kept his arms tight the whole time.
Yeah, so there are a lot of good things that are coming from what he's doing.
Yeah, and I mean, even this little move here, right? He gets like, I go for this knee push. He uses it to establish an underhook, which like he totally beat me to. Times his bridge really well, heists his hips extremely well. Like that's a move, like just getting his knees pointed down. Like that's something that is difficult to teach as simple as it looks. You know, like Duncan did that, like he's done it his whole life. But he hasn't. It's been a real improvement.
Really like how he goes up and is trying to get that head and arm control.
Yeah, he starts.
Underhook. You shucked. I mean, you were fighting the underhook battle. he doesn't seem to have realized that he needs that underhook back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the classic Gracie headlock escape.
He was doing all he could to lay some pressure on me, though, while he had the chance to.
That's good, man. That was nice.
Yeah. Hell of an evening. I hate 4-minute rounds, but they're fun. And it seems like everybody's really picking up the intensity, so.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. Before I forget, I think we're going to try on Sunday to get Miguel back on. I know I've been talking about that for a few weeks. We had to postpone it, but all things should be go. We'll see what happens. Either way, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thoughtmaster Jake, thank you for some of the most entertaining chats we've had in a while. Appreciate it, bud. Thanks for the follow. And, anybody lurking in the chat, you guys like what you're seeing, go ahead, follow us. Subscribe, all that stuff. Go subscribe over on YouTube. We'll post this video up there for your viewing pleasure. And, yeah. Thank you, guys. What else? Anything else major this week?
No. Finishing up side control.
That's right.
That's it.
So hone in your side control. If you guys plan on competing, there's the new breed coming up September 24th. Make sure you talk to your coaches about it. Thoughtmaster says he loves you.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, also ADCC coming up very, very soon. So yeah, all of you should watch it. Go in on a Flow Grappling subscription with each other. It'll be worth it for ADCC, I think. Yeah, other than that, I think we're good. We will see you guys back on the mats tomorrow for Gi. Before you get there, trim your nails and do your laundry, and do not be stinky. And we hope to see you again on Sunday. Take it easy, guys.
Later.